It definitely doesn't have a sports talk show theme. I can tell you right now, my shirt is not Hawaiian enough. You had a lot of fun at the beach, didn't you?
I had a Hawaiian shirt. And we're fading, and we're fading.
Hey!
Oh, yeah!
Am I doing this?
Well, I mean, we both did one. We're looking at you.
Oh, okay. All right. Well,
Feel free to contribute.
Welcome to Entertain This, a podcast about movies, TV shows, and video games.
No, it's not.
It is. Today it is. We'll see what happens next week. This is episode 17, where you're
Almost
reviewing
legal.
top 10 movie
Composers.
Composers.
Scorer.
I
That's
suppose-
not a real word.
I suppose composers is easier to say than scorers. So, but we'll get to that in a little bit. My name is Hayden, and with me I have Tom.
Hi, Tom.
Hi, Tom. How was your week?
You know how it was.
Yeah.
Mr.
Well, actually, I don't because I wasn't there. I
Yeah,
was
you were on vacation.
Mm-hmm.
We were at work.
Yep. I was sleeping, and I was eating seafood, and I was at the beach. It was great.
Did a crab nip
There
at you?
was crabs at the beach. Like,
Tell me one of them nipped your foot.
no.
Did you get stung by a
So
jellyfish?
there's this
A
thing
bird
you can
shit on
do-
your shirt?
There's this thing you can do where you can at the night right after sunset, like you can find these little holes in the sand, and that means that crab has burrowed itself down there. So we dug out crabs, and those,
So basically, you're evicting crabs from
we
their
are.
houses.
And those things are fast too. They
They just
run-
dart around.
Yeah. It was wild. That was fun though, chasing crabs with my kids and stuff. So yeah, Mitch.
Hi, Mitch.
Better to chase crabs than to have crabs, I guess.
All right.
I mean, yeah.
Way to make a wonderful moment.
Avoid the clap, Jimmy Dugan.
Yeah,
I avoided cussing, so
I
say
guess.
something else.
So Mitch, I can tell you're bitter because you've been punished a second time.
Yeah.
What'd you watch?
What'd you have to watch?
The darn cat.
The darn.
Is it the or that?
That.
That darned cat.
This is a movie about a cat that goes to hell, right?
Yes, the cat is expenses.
No,
not much.
the cat that sends you to hell.
Oh, the cat that sends you to hell.
Because you had to watch him.
Isn't there a Stephen King story about that or something?
Is
I'm sure there is.
There probably is.
Or a haunted lampshade. All right. So it's a Disney movie, and it's something to do with what? Like a heist or
Yeah,
ransom?
somebody kidnaps and ransoms the maid.
Which is dumb.
And at
What?
least I think she was a maid. I'm not really sure. They didn't.
It was a woman in the family's employ.
Well,
Yeah.
she could have been like a personal part of the family, like what's her name from the Brady Bunch?
Alice?
Yeah. Why did the Brady Bunch have a maid? They don't seem
'Cause-
like they had that kind of revenue.
They had enough kids. So
Because
they
Mr. Brady was an architect. He was doing very well. He could afford it.
Was he an architect?
Yeah, he designed the house in the show.
How do you know this random stuff?
Everybody knows this.
I don't
It's
know this.
explained
Everybody?
in the show.
I can't even name the Brady Bunch like the kids. I
can
know
remember the
Marsha.
maid. Yeah. Oh, Marsha.
That's the only one I know.
when
Three times.
she
It's
gets hit in the face with the football.
yeah. That's the movie, though, right?
No, it's the show.
Okay.
Is that the show?
I don't know.
Because there's different
No.
people in the movies in the movie, right?
No, it's all the same ones.
We're off topic. I digress. Mitch,
Oh, yeah.
that dang blasted cat.
Yeah, it was bad.
Yeah.
It was not fun. It was a pain. Oh, did you know that when people work in a location, like when they work at the barbershop or the pharmacy, that's evidently where they live. At least according to this movie, because at like 9 o'clock at night, these people are still in their places of employment, like dancing, putting on makeup, and all this, even though the business is technically closed.
Were they guys? Dancing around putting on makeup.
Well, you had this one like bakery person that, or I guess she was a grocery store owner, but at like 9 o'clock at night when the cat's wandering and the family's at home, the cat wanders around town, and she was like putting on makeup and dancing in front of a mirror. And
So okay.
So like
The maid gets kidnapped by these guys that hold her for ransom. How much money are they asking for, just out of curiosity?
$36.
Okay. She puts the cat goes from the house to
Travels 60 miles or something to
wherever
Boston.
the maid's. How does the cat find her, by the way?
just wandering around.
Right.
He just happens into the building, and
So that's what law enforcement is doing wrong nowadays. Is they don't.
It's
have
like, don't actually look. Just
seeing
wander
eye.
around.
Yeah, they
Just
get
wander around.
Then you get cats, not dogs.
oh yeah, I mean the cat was just wandering around town and just happened to poke its head into the right building, and she was sitting there all tied up, and she's like, "Come here, and the cat goes over there, and
So she puts a what does she puts a watch on it.
yeah, she takes her watch off, puts it around the cat's neck, and
Is the woman not tied up?
she is
Then how'd she take her watch off and put it on a cat?
because she's only tied up around her arms.
It's plot tied up.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh.
It's like
Like,
Indiana Jones.
She's sitting in a chair with a rope tied around her.
in the last
Essentially, she
episode.
could have stood up and the rope would have just gone with her, but
Yeah.
you know,
So,
it's
anyway.
Disney.
She puts the
the
she
90s.
What does she engrave on the watch?
Well, it's supposed to be help, but she kind of gets stopped halfway at hell. And everyone just infers, oh, that must have meant help, and that must have meant this lady.
Yeah. Wow, that's a lot going off there.
Yeah, it's bad.
Isn't Christina Ricci in this movie?
Yes.
This is like
She actually got nominated for an award in this movie, somehow.
well, you get a nominated
Was it
awards
like the
for everything.
Razzies?
No, it was the Kids' Choice Award or something
Yeah,
like that
okay.
from
Yeah.
Nickelodeon.
Good for them.
It was.
for her.
I also found out this is her only Disney movie she's ever been in.
Wasn't
Or
Casper?
voiced or anything.
Casper wasn't a Disney movie?
Nope.
Really?
No.
That's a good movie.
Nah, not really.
It's got Eric Idle, and he's one of the guys from Monty Python.
It's not a good movie.
Your childhood was
You know what? But my adulthood is great. Anyway, so what was like one of the dumbest parts of the movie? Just poor.
The fact that the
production.
people didn't kill this cat. Like at
yeah.
one point, they're driving down the road. It was right at the beginning. They're driving down the road. The cat is in the car, like because it followed Christina Ricci's character to school. Then when she got in the car, the cat was waiting and just jumped in the car with them.
Mm-hmm.
And as they're driving down the road, it jumps out the window and causes the mom to crash the car. That'd have been a dead cat, or it'd have been gone. I wouldn't have picked it back up.
Yeah.
It's like you are not coming home.
Like I don't understand.
It's like I just totaled a car because of your stupid, furry, four-legged feline face.
I'd have been like my kids. I'd been like, sorry, this cat's going down. I'm sorry.
Don't look.
Blow.
Or do.
And then I forgot the inspector's name, but there's like, well, I say
Gadget.
inspector. He's a PD officer or whatever.
And I'm sure he's just like a bumbling
yes,
fool.
it's the remember the guy from Cool Runnings that was the really goofy one with the dreads.
Oh yeah.
The one who's kissing the egg?
Yeah.
Yeah, he
It's a great movie.
he's like the PD person that's helping them investigate this crime.
This was his big break, wasn't it?
I guess originally it was supposed to be Eddie Murphy, but he turned down the role. That's what they designed the role for.
Probably did all right by that one.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, anyway, so was it the best movie you've ever seen?
No,
Is it the worst movie you've ever seen?
no.
So, like you gave Thunder in Paradise a 2, I think, last episode. What did you give this one?
I'd probably give it a 3.5 because, like, I mean, it was a dumb plot and it was stupid, but I mean, it was.
You think your kids would watch it?
Oh yeah, my little girl, she would sit down and watch part of it with me.
Yeah.
Until she got bored. And
It
then again,
seems
her
like-
attention span's very short. So.
It seems like a movie that wouldn't stand.
Well,
the
she
test
is very
time,
short.
So
Yeah, well, yeah.
cool. Punishment review.
Yeah, it was
done. You got a clean slate until the end of the episode.
Yeah, I
And
know.
then we find out what doom awaits one of us.
And that's probably Michigan.
Yeah.
All right, well,
I
that's
might have
our
rigged the
punishment.
wheel, but-
Each week, Tom spins a wheel. It's got a horrible movie, TV show, or video game pre-picked by the three of us that one of us gets chosen on the wheel to punish the other guy.
Pre-picked.
Yeah. Actually, we'll get to that hopefully.
That might be a thing. We got to check on that.
Yeah.
So at the end, one of us will be picked to punish the other guy with one of those 3 mediums. And we've also updated our list to add everybody on our social mediums that have
The ones
requested
that were in the
stuff.
most recent post about what you wanted to add, I added. Also, for some of you, there's 2 other people on this show, in case you didn't know.
Yeah,
This
They
isn't just
really-
Tom and
well,
his
I
thoughts
think they noticed
voiced
that-
by different people.
I think they
There's 2
noticed that-
physical persons here. I can actually go and touch him. His name is Hayden.
I think
That one's Mitch.
I
Feel
think-
free.
I think
Just
they,
throw
I think
it
they
out there.
see that we've been punished a fair amount. Mitch,
And this
more
is
than
my
most.
comeuppance.
Yeah, you've been punished twice. This is episode 17.
It's not my fault.
You do the
I'm
wheel.
blessed.
I'm saying,
And you
know,
watched me do it.
Eh,
That,
It was your idea.
That
I don't know,
pre-planned.
man. Yeah.
Oh, it's going to stop right here today.
It's
All
like that wasn't a weird cut all of a sudden. Where it's just like, and so anyway.
So cool. let's talk about social mediums. Mitch, can you go ahead and throw that stuff out there?
As Macho Man Randy said.
We already did Macho Man. I don't know.
Can you do another impression?
No, I don't have any other impressions.
That's
He's
it?
got the one.
That's pretty much
You
it.
can't do any others?
Just do Hulk Hogan. It's Macho Man Randy Savage.
All right, brother.
Yeah, you just got to say brother a lot.
You saw enough.
Everybody's your brother.
You saw enough of Thunder in Paradise. I'm pretty sure you can pull this off.
Yeah, you should be. You got a good,
Just do the skull flick of your hair.
I thought about getting a bandana and some glasses for today, but I didn't.
No, you really just need the mustache.
Yeah.
I think the mustache chose him.
Can you give me the handlebars mustache?
I don't think he could if he wanted to.
Not like Hulk Hogan now.
All right, go ahead.
All right, we got the Buzzsprout on our website. You go to buzzsprout.com/entertain this. Instagram, we're entertain.this. Twitter, it's @this.entertain. And our Patreon is patreon.com/entertain.this. We could really use your support there. On
We got
Facebook,
pins. We still have these pins.
on Facebook, we have our Entertain This podcast group, and then we have our Entertain This page. So if you'd love to show us at least some support,
Like and subscribe and give us money.
Yeah.
that too, yeah.
Give us
Oh,
your internet clicks and monies.
we also
subscribe,
potentially
your
have
likes.
the phone backer. you know.
Potentially.
Potentially.
It's on loan. We're not sure.
It's
if
the
we have it.
prototype. It's the only one in known existence.
It is at the moment. It's a prototype.
I was like, do we even have T-shirts yet? A hat?
No, we don't.
Underwear?
We're working on it. If we get 3 more clicks, that's talking to you, viewer.
Viewer person,
Click the
wherever you
bells
are.
and
Our secret millionaire
the
watching.
likes
Yeah.
and all that stuff.
So we can develop the Speedo. It's got
Yeah.
the logo right there on the bulge.
Yeah, that's right. You know what? You pay us enough money, Tom will wear that next
Tom will
episode.
not wear
You brought it up.
Tom
so-
will leave the show.
For an undisclosed amount, I will wear it. I don't care. Depends on the money.
There's going
money
to be
talks.
a lot of zeros and a lot of blindness.
So,
I really hope it's a sturdy material because if that thing goes,
But more important than all that stuff, just communicate with us. That way we can talk about what you guys want to talk about. There's some episodes we're doing really well on. We're getting a lot of feedback, and some episodes people don't care so much about. So we're learning, and as opposed to reading analytical numbers, you guys just telling us what you want us to talk about so you can hear. That's the best way to do
you
this.
are the audience. Make your suggestions. Some of them I'll probably ignore.
Yeah.
I'm not even going to lie to you.
No. We're a fair, equal opportunity podcast. So
No, we're not.
That's debatable.
This is a this is a dictatorship.
both of you will shut up right now. This
is
is
a
my show.
Entertain this, the dictatorship edition. I'm in charge.
All right, cool. We also have a Twitch platform, which we are going to record our first twitching tomorrow.
Yep, and it'll be entertain_this.
Yep.
And we might do
Energy
celebrity
drinks.
impressions during it, of which you will hear more Macho Man Randy Savage.
Oh, yeah.
You will hear
Hello.
if you can guess who that was.
Hannibal Lecter.
Morgan Freeman. I think I could do some Hannibal Lecter.
Yeah,
Hello, Clarice.
that was better than your Morgan
I'm
Freeman.
working on it. You know what's crazy?
It's just like do your Morgan Freeman impression.
This is a stupid
My
idea.
name.
This is your idea. So I've been.
It wasn't my idea. This was your idea.
I'm blaming you for it. So what I'm trying to do is I've been listening to a lot of Morgan Freeman, and he just sounds nothing like everybody who impersonates him. You know?
No, not at all.
So, I don't know. I guess I need to listen to impersonators and not Morgan Freeman.
That's like most
Morgan
people's
Freeman.
impressions is an impression
Of an impression.
of somebody doing an impression.
Yeah.
Like if I'm doing William Shatner, I'm thinking like Kevin Pollak's impression. He's like, "My God, Spock, the Romulans have come across the neutral zone." Or he's
Yeah.
like, "Captain's log, start at 2, 4, 2,
Just the number.
80214.5."
I wish they would open a Star Trek episode. Stardate 2.
But there's just all these brief pauses. Oh, I did see one where William Shatner's talking about it, and he's like, "I don't do that." But the whole time he was interviewing, he was doing it. He's like, "I don't know what he's talking about."
Can you do one con yell?
I don't know if I can actually.
You gotta do the.
God!
That's pretty good. That's pretty good.
And then we have to edit for the people who edit the stuff. Do the God, 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 and then
Oh,
just
yeah,
like
that's
zoom
good
out
point.
like on the video, so it's just
Don't
like you
put
see
edit
Earth.
notes in the actual video.
I'm putting edit notes in the video.
All right.
Cut that bit out.
Write it down. Anyway.
I don't know how to write.
So Twitch, what is our Twitch thing?
I just said it was entertain_this. Were you not paying attention?
No.
Sir?
All right, cool. Well, there it is again. So we will also be live tomorrow.
It will be live.
Yeah.
If you have a Twitch account, you can
Oh,
watch it.
boy.
It's free to make.
Yeah.
Also, there's a lot of really good players on there and a lot of cool stuff to watch. And
Not
get into.
us. I mean, Tom's good.
Mitch is.
Mitch is pretty good.
I try.
I'm the comedic relief in that one. So
I'll be honest. I use them as bait.
Yeah, I do too.
yeah.
Like the hardest part is when the two of us die after killing multiple people and we're finally brought down. Like it's like the scene in like Wolverine where
This
like
is
they're
our
just
Call of
shooting
Duty, talking
all
about Call of
the.
Duty stuff for
I know
me.
this is our Call of Duty plug, where they keep shooting with the tranquilizer bolts, and he's got like 80 of them in his back, and he finally drops. That's me and Mitch dying, and then like a clapping monkey running around is Hayden.
I'll have to say
That's
he
me.
did have a proud moment though.
I think
I had
talked
gone
about
down, you had died, and he saved me.
that. That's
Which
right.
was like the planets aligned.
all right.
It's like the 85 Bears. It's
We are
like the-
16 minutes into this episode, and we haven't even started news and reviews. Let's get,
and you
let's
know
get
what?
rolling.
Don't even care.
All right, news. Let's do Tom.
Tom,
What you got for us?
I got some stuff about things. Yeah, my voice really cracked there for a second. News. There's none. Mitch.
We just got video games, so you do have news. I know you.
I do.
Reach deep within yourself.
I got two things. The UK is looking to ban loot boxes in video games for kids because they're equating it to basically just gambling.
Well, I think we've talked about this before in the early days, like
We talked about it half an hour ago.
6 episodes ago. But we talked about like loot boxing and all that crap, and I think
It's basically an online slot machine for video games.
Yeah.
it is. And then like we got a friend at work whose son like spent hundreds of dollars on Fortnite crap. With
It's like PUBG exists, kid.
well, but not only that, but like like they cater all this crap to kids with the idea that if you buy 6 of these boxes, you might get the unicorn onesie or whatever you're trying to get for your stupid character skin.
Yeah.
And so they push for that, and the kids will buy like 10 or 20 boxes, open them all up,
Tank
they
their
won't be in
parents'
there.
credit, then they're
Yeah.
homeless.
Then they're like $5 a box for a virtual thing for ones and zeros.
Yeah.
So
I mean, I don't like having to pay for stuff after I've already bought the game.
Yes.
But at least, like, back to Call of Duty, at least that you know what you're buying
Well,
nowadays.
like, Call of Duty has a season pass, but all of it is like you have to play. It's not you just spend money and get it. You
So-
have to play to unlock everything.
So when-
you have to grind it.
when Mass Effect came out years ago, okay, they had the GameStop Mass Effect. They had the stupid GameStop edition gun or whatever that would come with it. I didn't buy the Mass Effect
So like
game.
when you sold it at like a shop, you got like 1/10 of its actual price.
That's yeah, but like, so I bought the game from somewhere else, but I wanted that gun, and it was $1.50 on Xbox Live to buy the stupid GameStop gun, and I was like, no, I'm not going to spend $1.50 for a gun. It was a different gun. It did its own different things, and you got it for spending $1.50. People are spending $20 nowadays with the allure, with the idea that they might get something that's a vanity. They're like, I want a pink gun. Okay.
Where in the old days of like, this stuff was already ingrained in the game.
Yeah.
And you
Yep.
had to like unlock achievements, go through like some like quests and like, you had to hit like X amount of markers to
Yeah.
unlock it to shows like, oh, this guy really played. He had a lot of skill to get it.
Well, people added content to a game, like DLC, which was true extra crap to a game, and then people are like, "I want to get that kind of extra money. How do I that idea and make a game? I don't know. Let's just do something. That's not a bad word, is it?
Yes. The root word was profane, sir.
There's TV shows with that word in the title.
Well,
Is there?
Yes,
doesn't that suck?
like the executioner. All right. Anyways.
That
yeah.
illegitimate execution.
All right. So, yeah, loot boxes suck. I hope
Yes.
they do get banned.
And since there's nothing actually really happening as far as future projects and etceteras,
Right in the fat.
right in the, yeah,
Point.
man, you're getting a little girthy.
All right, Skeletor. Why don't you take your shirt off?
I mean, I look better than you.
I'm just healthy.
Pudgy McMuffins over here.
The body hair conceals most of my weight. So.
It holds it in. It absorbs the moisture and you just retain water weight.
Yeah.
You're actually like a skeleton with skin wrapped around it. So these are the games you can look forward to coming out this month, right now. Valorant on PC, Clubhouse Games 51 Worldwide Classics on Switch, Command & Conquer Remastered Collection, The Outer Worlds, Grounded, Desperados 3, Disintegration.
Yeah, that crappy
I think,
game.
I think you played that. Burnout Paradise Remastered. The Last of Us Part 2 comes out June 19th on PS4. Little Town Hero, SpongeBob SquarePants Battle for Bikini Bottom, Rehydrated, which doesn't make sense. They're underwater. They are never not hydrated. Ninjala, Fairy Tail, The Legend of Heroes, Trails of Cold Steel 3. I didn't know there was 1 and 2. Pokemon Sword and Shield, The Isle of Armor Expansion.
Okay.
There you go.
Never heard of most of those.
So,
Last of Us 2 probably the only one I actually cared about.
well, I
And
wonder,
the SpongeBob one.
because like a lot of stuff's being delayed right now because, I don't know if everybody knows this, but the world's on fire.
Yes.
And like the PS5 Expo, they didn't showcase that. They delayed it too.
Yeah.
So some people are asking if it's going to affect the release date. I don't think it is, you know, because Xbox is still planning on coming out with that stuff. But I think their Expo's in July.
Hopefully things will not be on fire.
So
Yeah, maybe by then
mean-
it won't be popular to be.
I mean, we don't know what the
Against
next
everything.
we don't know what the next wave of Jumanji's got for us.
that's right.
Whatever's trending on
I mean, it's been
Instagram.
6 months. I mean, we're like halfway across the board. But like,
The good news is that once they beat the game, this will all go away. We won't even remember it.
and then we'll take that box and send it somewhere else.
Yep. And 2020 can start all over again.
Next year it's going to be New Year's Eve 2020 mulligan. We're just not going to count the last 12 months. That was a little bit of trial and error. Error.
So video game stuff. Did you see that the Animal Crossing was the #1 sold game on Switch? Pretty much because it came out. It was
For the last 3 months.
Yeah, because the Corona stuff, people being locked in their houses. wanted to
Video
play a game.
games have gone up tremendously.
But it actually got bumped off
It did.
by Minecraft Dungeons,
Dungeons.
which
Which
yeah, my daughter plays it, and she loves that game. She's already beaten it.
well, can we bring your daughter on here so she can do a review?
My wife actually talked about that. She's like, you should just do a kids episode and have like kids show up and just review and not explain it at all. I thought
just
that was
there.
a pretty good idea.
That's like we just do a podcast with 3 different people sitting here claiming to be one of us.
It's like the Jim
Yeah.
joke from The Office where he gets replaced by the Asian dude, and Dwight's just like having an aneurysm.
I like that King of the Hill episode where at the end it just shows like the 4 emus are standing there from that one episode and they're going whatever sounds emus make that from that
All
show.
right, we BS'd 10 minutes of video game news. What about reviews?
Reviews. Mario Kart 8. So I got it when it came out.
Yeah, I hate this
Didn't
game.
have my Wi-Fi router was a hunk of crap, so it didn't support using it, so I couldn't play online. But played through a bunch of it, had a lot of fun. It was good to go back to Mario Kart. Then I got my stuff working, and then last week when I was bored because I got rinsed in Call of Duty and I wanted to play something else because I threw my controller across the room, I was like, I'll play Mario Kart. Dumb choice. But
Did you play online or did
yeah, I did play online.
So,
I won one.
so like
I came in first.
was it 16?
Something like,
drivers?
yeah, it was 16.
So like the game.
I came in first, and there was a lot of games where I was like, an eyelash from the finish line,
Yeah.
and then I get blown up and
red shield or
beaten, and
something,
I
yeah.
go from first to 9th
Yeah.
in
That's-
4 seconds.
That's all the game is if you're in first place,
You
you're
can't
dead.
be in first place until the very, very end.
because it's weighted towards the people
In the back.
In the back, yeah.
Yeah.
Like somebody posted a meme and it was the white shell. Like it was a white shell with blue spikes, like the reverse of the blue shell. And it was like only the first place guy can get it. So like as you pass the finish line, you throw the white shell just to give one last middle finger to the guy in last place. Screw you especially.
It was weird playing because it's like all the like the Mii's are standing there, the little like Wii looking
Yeah.
characters,
Little
and
clap.
like there's like just messages that you can pick, and it's like stay out of my way. I hope I win. Oh, I'm. Not. It's so like I guess kid friendly,
Oh yeah.
and it's weird because I'm like me playing online games when I first got into it. It was Modern Warfare 2 with a lot. I'd get shot a lot if I said the things I heard in that lobby.
Oh yeah, but
And that was from
actually they're cracking
12-year-olds.
down a lot on that. Did you see the thing that because they're doing they got the Black Lives Matter thing they're pushing a lot on the Call of Duty game right now. That's why they delayed the next recent season.
It's supposed to come out on the 10th, so 2 days.
Oh, they did announce it. Okay, but they said like anybody with racist names or anything like that they're banning. So
They also
I don't know if you're one of those, but
for those.
So in other words, they're about to lose like 3/4 of their people.
I was reading
there's a big hate crowd for Call of
about
Duty.
Warzone with what Microsoft's been doing about cheaters. People who are known cheaters who keep like creating accounts, especially PC because it's the most prevalent with them.
Yeah.
They make it a 2-stage verification where like they can't just make a ghost account. They have to have a telephone their number associated with each account, and they can't make their own because like they went and scanned all the websites. So if they pop up using another number, they'll automatically ban the account.
Really?
And those who they think are cheating or suspected, they'll put them all in the lobby with each other.
That's funny.
And most of the time, like, there's never enough of them to fill an entire game,
That's
so they
actually
just
really
spend all this time.
That's
so,
really
yeah.
smart because that way you don't have to do so much homework watching all these games where there's a suspected cheater. You just lump them all together.
Yeah.
That's all good until people that aren't cheaters get suspected as being cheaters, like Tom,
Yeah.
just because he's good.
I don't think it's that bad. I think like everybody gets flagged probably once or twice a month or something like that. But
I get flagged once or twice a week.
yeah.
When I used to be good, I get reported all the time as being a cheater, but
And the guy's like, there's no way you saw me. And I was like, well,
Wait a
maybe
minute.
I used
Wait
my
a minute.
eyes.
What happened? We were talking about Mario Kart. We went back to Call of Duty somehow. Stop.
How did this happen?
every time?
How did I get it?
So anyways,
So Mario Kart, it's fun because I had the first Mario Kart on 64.
that's not the first Mario Kart. I'll have you know.
The second Mario Kart.
Yes, the first one was on Super Nintendo where
That
I
was my first.
wrecked.
That was my
it's
first.
the only one I've ever actually played.
And
It was the first 3D game on Super Nintendo, I think. Well, besides Star Fox.
like racing, I was one of the best in my house.
Mm-hmm.
Battle mode, my parents used to annihilate me and my brother.
Oh yeah.
So I got this one, and my dad, he doesn't, really play anymore because once you go past the point where there's more than 1 or 2 buttons and a joystick, he can't comprehend it. My mom will still play it. My brothers played it. My sisters will play it. And, we'll play against them. I'll play against my nephew and, annihilate all of them. But playing online, it is some BS.
The Nintendo's online community sucks because their servers or whatever are so bad. Like playing Smash Bros. Online is horrible. There's such a horrible
I didn't have an
lag.
issue playing online. It's just, I remember Mario Kart being just a little bit more forgiving and a little easier.
Well, there's another thing too. For Mario Kart, they have these they're like bumper rails for your guy. So he has like a little yellow antenna that sticks out of his back, and if you activate that, you can't fall off a cliff. Okay, and then there's other things too, like it's easier to drive in certain if you have a certain kind of control setting on. It's like
There's a certain setting where, like I said, just being able to drive like immediately off road,
Right.
you can't like it's like hitting a wall, but it just kind of slows you down a little bit, so you know what's happening.
and they made it so like you can't spin out and stuff like that. So like, I get it because like my son's 3, he loves the game and he plays it, and I put on all the settings and he can just hold down the A button and go, But when I play with my friends or something like that, we want to play like big boys. And
big boy.
But I'm
a
horrible
big
at
boy.
it, so I kind of want to put on the bumper railings for myself.
I'm not lying. I do have on the bumper railings. I don't want to hear it. I got enough problems getting blown up by 11 other people. I don't know.
Frustrating because one of my buddies, he's really horrible at video games. He's not horrible, but he's
just
not.
talking
He's not the
about Pez?
best. No. It's the other Brandon.
Yeah,
He's not the
good.
greatest at Call of Duty, but he tries. He's not the greatest at Smash Brothers. He tries. PUBG or whatever.
He shows.
He is
effort.
entertaining, though.
He is the best Mario Kart player I have ever seen.
Everybody has their niche.
I don't know what he does. He just eats, sleeps, and
He
dreams.
sucks off the devil. That's how he got it.
Hey.
He's there.
Hey,
But no, he's
stage
really
of horse
good,
poop.
and he does like because like if you play with like the pro controllers or whatever, like
Yeah.
where you take off all the settings, you can get like where if you drift, you can gain a
Yeah.
boost. Well, if you drift for 4 seconds, I think you get like the purple boost, which makes you go super fast or something like that. And he gets that all the time. He just always decimates us. So yeah, it's a very frustrating game for me.
it was
because
frustrating.
I hate racing games to begin with. So I do.
I do like racing games. I like the more realistic ones. I guess like Forza, Gran Turismo, and all that. But playing Mario Kart, it's just fun.
Mitch, do you?
Until you're about to win and you get decimated by Princess Peach.
What do you think of Mario Kart?
I've always liked it. I've never played anything but the Super Nintendo one.
No, yeah. Mario Kart 8's okay.
I think I played it on the Wii when they had it, but it was
that 8 or was that
This was 8.
That was 8 on the Wii.
No, that was 6.
I don't know. I just know I played it on the Wii once or twice, but
Yeah, I had that one on the Wii.
This one you got like motorcycles, you got cars, you got hand
And there's
gliders.
also before it's like all the cars went the same speed. You all had the same weight.
Ish. Because Bowser would always
Bowser's-
top speed.
Yeah.
And Yoshi would always start faster, but then like he wouldn't have a top speed as fast as other people.
And then Donkey Kong would go and then swat into you and send you into the lava.
They do have Link in Mario Kart 8 though, so that's pretty awesome.
They do.
why?
Why not? Link should be in everything.
You could put Kratos in there.
A PlayStation crossover.
That's a great video.
All right, cool. News and reviews. So
Dunskies.
done for video games. Let's do.
You.
Yeah, all right. Let's do me. So I'm doing TV shows. Avatar. We talked about it briefly. One episode.
I thought that was a movie.
No, not the movie.
Oh, okay.
Avatar. Avatar: The Last Airbender.
Yeah, you have to
Ne-
preface.
I guess so.
That was a horrible movie.
That was
Not the movie. The TV show, the animated TV show
the
by
cartoon is very,
Nickelodeon
very
I
good.
know. I just want to mess with you.
is amazing. And
a great show.
Netflix is got the rights to do a live action TV show, and they're bringing a lot of the original creators of the show on to help reboot it. And so they've talked about casting. Here's some of the people that are looked into being casted for the main roles. I don't know if you're familiar with the characters. Aang, the bald kid with the arrow on his forehead.
Mm-hmm.
They're looking at Ian Chen, who was in Shazam, and the TV show Fresh Off the Boat. I don't know.
Oh yeah, no, the little
I have
Asian
not
kid.
seen
the
either of
Asian
these.
gamer kid that was in Shazam.
Yes, yep,
Yeah.
that's him. So they're thinking about having him being Ian Chen or
Okay.
being Aang. Katara, the girl, with the weird dreads and her forehead or something like that. The girl who played Moana, who did the voice of Moana, I can't pronounce her name. It's Auli. I'm trying not to be stupid about it. Aului crap.
You're trying.
I can't do it. It's a lot of letters, a lot of vowels.
Did
there.
you write that in English?
Yeah.
Like all of it?
Yeah.
Can't read it.
It's my own special. It's my derivative of English. Yeah. So the girl who did the voice of Moana, bam, there's her name right there. I'm sorry for butchering it.
The weird thing is I'm looking at it from the side, and then I kind of go like this, and it still looks exactly the same upside down. It's like nothing changed. It's not like I'm looking at it upside down. It's just
Look,
there's
like Chinese.
There's symbols
Just
written on
lines.
paper.
Don't make fun of my handwriting. I'm sorry that it is so bad.
That you can't read it.
Okay, I don't know if my kindergarten teacher.
Do you have like
is still
nerve damage
alive,
in your hand?
You know, but she gave me a lot of crap for my handwriting.
You
No,
have official documents that look like this.
I can't do it. Yeah, so it's my own language.
Are you
Anyways,
secretly a doctor?
Sokka's the one kid. He doesn't have any water bending powers or anything like that. He has a boomerang. But they're looking at Amir Wilson, the main kid from Letter for the King, to play him.
Okay.
You know, so yeah, I think it'd be interesting. Toph, she's this like she's
blind girl?
Yeah, she's blind.
The
And she can do
earthbender?
the crazy earthbending stuff. Shioli Katsuna. Anyways, the girl Hi Yumi from Deadpool 2. That's her. So.
As long as it's better than the live action movie, it can't be much
The
worse.
bar is not high.
Yeah,
No, I think Netflix will do it right. Plus, because like Avatar's a show about a different world, a different universe where Earth, water, fire, and air are these empires, these kingdoms that war by bending those elements, doing Shaolin monk stuff, and like flinging icicle darts and fire bolts and tornadoes and stuff at each other.
It's very, very cool.
It is. It's very cool, but not only that,
It's a very
like,
cool concept.
It's kind of like Game of Thrones for kids, to be honest with you, because they have like families and clans, and the way they war and stuff
I
like
never
that.
really thought about it that way.
Yeah.
But yeah, it is like Game of Thrones for kids.
It's-
I've seen the
it's a lot of
first
fun.
season, but that was it. So but it was interesting.
The show
really
progresses
good.
really well, actually.
Yes, yeah. You feel like they're not just kind of writing out of their butts. Like you can feel like they had ending planned right from the get-go. So I hope Netflix does this right. And I think if they bring on
There's
the original...
no wasted episodes.
Yeah, I think if they bring on the original writers and stuff like that, they'll do it right. Okay, Zuko as the bad guy. He's got the weird scar on his face. We're looking at Justin Hyman, and I don't really know of anything that he's from. So he's Ghosty Ben in Umbrella Academy.
Never seen that.
Ghosty Ben.
That's what his right thing is. And all of this is just people that are being talked to. I don't know if anything's official. But my favorite one is Uncle Iroh. He's the old guy that kind of basically...
Drinks tea.
Yeah, he drinks
But
tea.
he's not to be meddled with.
Yeah, and he hangs out with Zuko. He tries to guide Zuko into being a good guy, so to speak. They're looking at Hiroki Shinoda, the Westworld samurai guy from the Eastworld kind of thing. Remember? He's also in The Last Samurai and stuff like that.
Who does he play in The Last Samurai?
He's the heart.
Did you ever see the movie Live with Ryan Reynolds? And
Life?
Life, yeah.
Oh, that guy. Okay, yeah. I was wondering if that was the same guy.
So yeah, they're looking to get
him a lot of stuff.
As Uncle.
Yeah, he's the one that's always beating Tom Cruise down.
Yeah, and
Tom Cruise
in The Last Samurai.
Tom Cruise had to get hit off his high horse.
He's probably my favorite Asian actor, just because he's really good at his roles, and he demands that he has Japanese representation in every one of his movies. If I guess it's a problem if you're an Asian actor in American Hollywood that you get typecast as just Chinese, whatever, deal with it. And so he said no, and he turned down a lot of significant roles because he didn't want to be typecast as a Chinese actor. He's from Japan.
I've never seen him give a poor performance.
Oh no, he's great.
He's convincing in every role I see him in.
And the choreography and stuff that he does is insane. So cool. I would love to watch that show, and I think it'd be really fun to kind of explore that. I mean, I'm enjoying. I haven't seen Avatar, and I'm exploring the cartoon now with my kids, and we all love it. We all have to wait till we can all watch it together, and it's fun to have that kind of family binge session when you can. So to do it again with live action and stuff like that, and I think it'll kind of be on that epic level of everybody's talking about it, kind of like Game of Thrones, but with kids and stuff like that. I think it'll be a pretty cool idea. So good for Netflix on that one.
I mean, Netflix has done good with that stuff. The acting is. As long as it's decent, I would be okay. I just want to see good choreography, and the CGI needs to be believable and not cartoonish looking.
Yeah, well,
but they've done good, like with The Witcher and stuff. The little CGI they had there. I mean, I think they could do it.
There's a lot of bit of water bending and stuff like that goes on in just about every episode, but I think that they could probably kind of curtail it so it's not over the top.
Well, yeah, I'm just saying, as long as it looks presentable, it doesn't look cheesy.
Yeah, they got money. Netflix got money.
Yeah, they got money.
So. They ought to.
It is a period piece with fantasy elements, so that it does sound expensive. But yeah. Anyways, reviews. I watched The Great. Actually, I have 2 episodes left. But
The Great. What is The Great?
The Great is about Peter the Great's son, who marries Catherine, who becomes the Great.
I remember you telling me about this.
Like Peter the Great, the Emperor of Russia?
Yes. And his son is also Peter. And he marries Catherine from Germany or Prussia. And she becomes Catherine the Great, historically.
Isn't he isn't the actor that plays him the guy that plays the Beast in X-Men?
Nicholas Hoult, yeah.
Yeah.
And Catherine is played by Ellie Fanning. They're probably the 2 biggest actors in the show, but they don't steal the stage. Like, they have a lot of other actors that are
supporting cast,
but they're awesome. Like, this show is so funny. Like, I thought it would have been like some stupid kind of like
historical drama.
Yeah, no, it is. Okay, so the slogan is an occasionally true story, because they take a lot of creative licenses to make the story good, and but it's hilarious. Like, there's so the premise of the show is Peter is terrible, and Catherine is this girl that comes from a more sophisticated, forward-thinking country, and she wants to bring those ideals to Russia, who has got a lot of traditional stuff. They do torturing and stuff like that to try and get people to appease for their crimes and sins and whatnot.
Burn witches at the stake.
They probably did, but anyway, they so she wants to try and save her people, so to speak, and Peter's horrible. He's just a party boy. He just wants to have fun, and anybody who just annoys him, he kills and stuff like that. So she decides that she's gonna stage a coup to kill him, and then have everybody. She goes into his court and like pulls people to like try and like help her defeat him and kill him off, and then her become the new empress. And like the like the gravity of the politics that happen and all that, like millions of people die just because somebody gets offended at some point. And I mean that stuff probably happened.
That wouldn't surprise me back then.
But like the way they go about it, like it's just so like off the cuff kind of thing. It's really well done, really well written, really well acted. Like these people are hilarious. One of my favorite parts is just a little bit of it. Like a group of people are being prepped for torture, and so they don't want to
prepped for torture.
Yeah, they don't want to like leak information about what's really going on. So they're like, all right, we have to really work on our pain tolerance. And the guy just like looks at him, just punches him as hard as possible right in the face, and like he just like recoils back and just screams. And he's like, "You're gonna need some work or something." So, and then they get these like ball clampy thingies so, to like remove people's testicles or squeeze them or something like that. I don't know. They lose it. They forget. They like couldn't find it. It mysteriously got
misplaced.
Yeah. And then this guy's like, all right, I'll go. I'm ready now. And then they find it. He just faints. It's a pretty funny show. It's on Hulu. It's 10 episodes. They're about an hour long a piece. So it's worth a good. I wouldn't binge it necessarily. You'd probably get sick of it. But it's worth 1 or 2 episodes a day, I'd say. So yeah, I'm enjoying it. Me and the wife especially. So there you go. There's my TV show news and reviews. Mitch.
Yeah, the movie that I watched for a review is kind of disappointing. It's called The Hunt.
Oh yeah.
It's fairly new. It came out I think in March, and then because of all the virus stuff, it went straight to
Netflix.
Not Netflix. The digital download or whatever.
Amazon digital download. Yeah.
Yeah, it's not what I thought it was going to be. Like
who's in it?
Hilary Swank. That's the only one I can remember.
All right, so moving on.
Justin Hartley from This Is Us.
It's got the blonde chick from Glow, right?
I've never seen Glow.
Oh well, yeah. I think
she is, but I don't know her name.
Doesn't it have Emma Roberts too from American Horror Story?
Kind of.
Oh, I guess not very long. Wow,
there's
way to spoil that one there, Mitch. Okay, well, if
Spoilers,
you want to see,
McGee.
Emma Roberts die in the first 10 minutes of the movie.
Well, there's a lot of people that die in the first 10 minutes of the movie.
Okay, just keep it coming, Mitch.
I'm just
I'll tell
saying.
you the story. It was the butler in the billiard
at
room
the end,
with the candlestick.
It's aliens. Yeah.
Well, I'm just telling you, it's called The Hunt.
That Shyamalan movie.
It's called The Hunt. Nobody's being hunted.
Okay.
Does hunting happen at all?
No.
Then why is it called The Hunt?
I don't know. Nobody's being hunted. I mean, like they're dropped off, which it looks like they're being dropped off like PUBG style. They're all dropped off. There's a bunch of weapons. Well, as they land, things go awry, not in their favor, but they're not against each other. There's somebody else shooting at them, and then they just all kind of disperse. But the people the people that are shooting don't track them down. They have other people go and do it for them and to try and bring them back so they can shoot at them again. So
that's called hunting.
That sounds like hunting to me.
No, but these guys aren't trying to kill them. They're just trying to bring them back so these other people can shoot at them.
Okay, it sounds like hunting.
So they're hunting them down to bring them back to be shot.
But they're not hunting. Nobody's like. There's no one character that's hunting them.
Right,
they just happen across people that end up being.
It doesn't have to be a singular person to be a hunt. You can have hunts with multiple people.
Okay, look.
There's fox hunts. You got 20-something British officers on horses chasing a freaking fox.
Hey, before I shoot you in the head, let me finish my review. After you watch this show, you tell me if you think they're hunting them.
Based on what you said, this is the premise.
Well, because I get cut off every 2 seconds I try to talk.
Because it's funny.
What is your, without spoiling anything, what's your biggest issue with the movie?
Nobody's being hunted.
Okay. So it should be called The Not Hunt.
The protagonist, she wanders around and they just happen across these people that are evidently helping the people that were shooting at them, and they want to be brought back. It was ridiculous. It was dumb. I got bored of watching.
Okay.
The ending was entertaining because the fight scene was fun to watch, but other than that, that's pretty much it. There's no big names other than Hilary Swank. Like, I didn't know.
That's not even that big of a name.
The only one I
She's got
knew
an Oscar.
was the Emma Roberts and
What,
Justin
20 years
Hartley,
ago?
and they don't have long roles. It's 10 minutes into the
So-
movie, and look, it's not a movie worth going to watch. So I just spoiled.
So
the
would
first
you
10
say that they
minutes.
were hunted down and killed?
No, they weren't even hunted down. That's the thing. Spoiler alert. Justin Hartley doesn't die. He just dies from a trap that was set in the freaking middle of the field. He's not hunted anywhere.
All right. So it's just like people like bumbling through the woods and stuff like that, and they just
So this is like Hunger
No!
Games light.
They end up on a train somewhere. They end up in the middle. Like these guys speaking Russian to them. It's like, what's going on?
Is it PUBG?
I'm gonna watch this. I'm gonna watch this movie. It's gonna be the best movie ever. I can just tell you.
Yeah, okay. Look, even Roman didn't like it.
Really?
And she likes everything.
But the real question is, were the people employed to pick these people up and bring them back to be shot by these other folks?
No.
Were they wearing high visibility vests?
No, it's like everywhere these people went, like
There was no like forest ranger, no
they
park
went
ranger.
into
Who just went,
the middle
"Hey."
of a. I'm just gonna keep talking over you. They went into the middle of some kind of grocery store, convenience store, and these people just happened to be working for the other people. So they're not being hunted. They just walk into a store and these store owners work for the people that are trying to kill them. So hey, they're here. They're not being hunted. They're just being. You have people stationed that say, "Oh, they're over here. Bring them back."
So you give this movie like an 8?
Oh yeah, yeah.
I think he might say a 9.
This was worse than
That darn cat.
that darn cat.
No, it wasn't.
Wow.
It was dumb.
Well, I need to watch this movie.
It was dumb.
not that darn
So
cat,
you
but
gave that darn cat a 3.5. What would you give this one?
I would give it a 3
Wow.
because
Wow.
it's dumb.
we don't have a wow button.
There was no purpose behind it. I mean,
Yet.
they're just like, all right, well, let's kill these people.
No.
I don't like these people. Let's kill them.
All right, cool. Well, that was your reviews. Did
Yes.
you have news?
For news, we have The Tenant, which by Christopher Nolan will be coming out, still scheduled for July 17th of this year.
Christopher Nolan.
It's he is the writer, director, and one of the producers. I think there's 3 producers that are all, I guess, financing.
I guarantee you it has something to do with time travel.
It does. Well, I don't know about time travel.
Or
And
time
Batman.
manipulation.
It does have time manipulation.
There's Batman in it.
In the trailer, you see people like moving backwards while the two, I guess they're protagonists, are watching the events in like real time as they go backwards.
So the main guy, John
Washington.
He's a football player, right?
He is, and he was also in the Black KKK Klansman movie.
So he that's crazy. Like I just how do these talent agencies just look at a football player like Terry Crews?
Well, he was
or
in the
something
show.
like that?
Because he was played football, he was in the show Ballers with The Rock on HBO, and Christopher Nolan saw him on there and decided,
So he's good.
said that's the guy he wants.
That's awesome. I mean, if you get a leading role in a Christopher Nolan movie,
Yeah.
you're set for life.
And I mean, Christopher Nolan said it was because of his performance in the show Ballers. That's why he chose it.
That seems like such a boring show. Christopher Nolan, what are you doing watching that show?
But essentially, it's
Show
him.
about sports.
You know what he didn't pick though? He didn't pick The Rock.
Christopher Nolan knows better.
Well, you've got him and Robert Pattinson, which I guess are going to be the 2 main characters.
Yeah.
You have Aaron Taylor Johnson. He's going to be in it. I don't know what his role is. You have Michael Caine, which I don't know what his role is. but-
Monine is Michael. Okay.
I knew it was gonna happen.
I can't hear his name without going, Monine is Michael Caine. And not many people know that.
But a quick summary from what they have on IMDb, it says the summary of the plot is armed with only one word, tenant, and fighting for survival of the entire world. The protagonist journeys through a twilight world of international espionage on
Espionage.
Sound it
a
out.
mission that will unfold in something beyond real time.
Okay.
From what I
What would be your one word that you would be armed with, Mitch?
that what
What would be your one word that you would be armed with to save the world? Mine would be
shoot.
Mine would be
Barnacles.
what does it mean? That would be yours. Barnacles.
I was just trying to pick like a funny word that would make me giggle every time I said it.
Baba Ganache.
I think
Ganoush.
Yeah.
I think you had mentioned though, but I saw a trivia thing.
Crepuscular.
This is the movie that they bought a 747 to
Yeah.
crash and destroy because it was cheaper than doing the CGI for it.
Didn't he do that with the Dark Knight Rises?
I don't know, but I know for this movie they said they bought a 747 because it was cheaper.
Well, Nolan does this thing where like, so he goes to is it Warner Brothers? I think it's Warner Brothers.
I didn't see that. I don't know.
So he goes to Warner Brothers and he says, "I need $130 million to make a movie," and they're like, "Wow, that's a lot of money." And he's like, "Yeah, but you're going to do it."
I'm Christopher Nolan.
I'm Christopher Nolan. They're like, "Yeah, you're right." So they give him a bunch of money, and he way over asks for a bunch of money just in case he wants to do something crazy like this. Usually 9 times out of 10.
130 million is low for what they spent on this movie.
I'm sure. I was just ballparking.
Okay.
Him. But usually what he does is he like asks for too much money for specific parts, so he can take that money and then put it into other things that are crazy, like the crashing a practical airplane instead of CG and stuff like that. And by the end of his movies, he's always returning his budget. He's like the only guy that I've ever heard of that ever happening, returning money back to the production companies.
So you had a $200 million budget. He goes, yeah, and here's $40 million of it back because I didn't spend it.
But yeah, because everybody else would be like, screw it, we can make that person's eyes pop really well in post now or something like that.
Now, I didn't double check, but I'm going to take IMDb's word for it. But supposedly this is one of the highest highest total amount of money movies that have been made. They're spending $230 million to make this
That's
movie.
a lot of money.
So
That's not the highest.
that's what IMDb said. So I don't know.
Like freaking Waterworld was like $400 million.
I don't know. They said they spent $230 million to make this movie.
Maybe
It's Christopher Nolan's highest.
that might be it.
I don't know. But then also, since we're talking about composers, the music's going to be by Ludwig Göransson, however you say his last name.
No, Hans Zimmer.
He's I think they said he had scheduling conflicts, so he couldn't do it. But so he's the person. Ludwig is the one that did Black Panther, Creed 1 and 2. He does Mandalorian, Venom, and he even did Community.
I'm sold.
So it should be an interesting movie. The cinematographer will be Hoyt van Hoytema. I don't know how you say his last name, man. But he's also the one
Sorry, people.
He's the one that did the cinematography for Interstellar and Dunkirk. So
Sweet. I'm sold too. What he did Dunkirk?
yeah, it said he did Interstellar and Dunkirk were the two that he's worked on with Christopher Nolan.
Yeah, I mean, cool. I'm excited. I like how Nolan will take a linear narrative and just like hack it to pieces and rearrange stuff and just make it into like make it like Dunkirk. Dunkirk could have been like the most straightforward war story ever, but he told it all out of time and stuff like that just to try and keep you confused. To really like,
it was a boring movie.
I liked it. To really like once you get to the end of it, to like kind of like highlight like the catalyst, the climax of the movie, because all of those different spliced timelines kind of come together at the end.
Well, this is Christopher Nolan's baby. They said that this is the movie he's wanted to make since he became a screenwriter.
Really, I thought that Inception would have been that one.
Well, he said this one is the one that he's wanted to make. He spent the last 6 years refining what he wanted for it. But they said this is the one he's always wanted to make. It's original. It's there's nothing that it's based off of. Or he said the closest thing they could say it was similar to would be some of the early James Bond, as far as like the feel of the movie is supposed to be.
So I don't know. You wouldn't think like Minority Report would be kind of similar to that?
Well, I'm just going off of what
Something about cops that do stuff with time.
I'm just going off of what I read.
Well, anyways, it comes out when?
It comes out July 17th, 2020.
Do we really think that's going to happen?
I hope so. But they said about 90% of theaters should be open by then. According to like AMC and Cinema, Regal and NCG, they're all supposed to be 90% say they'll be open by then.
Would you, Tom, risk Corona to go see this movie?
Yeah.
I'd risk Corona now.
We're here right now.
It's dumb.
This is not 6 feet. I'm sorry. It should be, but we got
Should be. We work this close at work.
You pay us more money, okay? Well, we'll get 6 feet between us. But anyway, no, I'm definitely gonna see this movie. And Christopher Nolan, I trust. I don't think he can do anything wrong.
I'm just picturing us doing like the 6 feet apart, where it's like you're sitting here, Mitch is in the other room, and I'm in the parking lot. And like you just like lean out to it, it's like, Tom, what do you think? It's like, what?
I can't hear you. I have to have long cords.
Maybe some cups and string.
Well, there you go. News and reviews done. If you want us to talk about or research or whatever, because some of us have some inside people, like the screenwriter episode, Professor Lucker, Michael Lucker. He came and spoke, and he gave some inside industry level knowledge on his time working with people like Steven Spielberg and whatnot. So we know some people. Maybe we can reach out to some people and get some inside information on things if you're interested in knowing. So, yeah, comment us, tell us what you want to talk us to talk about, and we will talk with you about whatever it is with whoever we can get on board. So there you go. Cool. News and reviews done. This time we have a top 10 list for
Scorers.
The top 10 movie composers of all time.
Ow.
That was very anticlimactic.
I know I did that one.
Should I do that? All right, hang on. There you go.
A single hit of like a snare drum.
Bump.
What's next? You gonna get like a half a second note of somebody blowing into a kazoo?
Start date 2.
That's start at 2,
Bump.
4, 946.5. So the top 10 movie composers of all time. So here's the 5 who didn't make it.
No.
And the body of work for some of these, it's like, how'd they not? But then you'll see the others. Max Steiner did not make the cut.
Oh, thanks.
He did Gone with the Wind, the original King Kong movie, Casablanca, The Searchers. For those of you who saw old movies, Mitch, I know you don't know what any of those are. Randy Newman, Toy Story 1 through 4. It's a jungle out there.
Pretty little lady eating an apple, taking a bite, one munch,
Hence the reason he didn't make it.
too much.
That's the opener. Me too. Toy Story 1 through 4, Monsters Inc., A Bug's Life, Major League, Cars, and James and the Giant Peach.
Yeah. Yeah.
Adam Silvestri, he did all the Back to the Future movies.
He did, no, he did more than that. He did the Avenger movies.
I was going to keep reading.
Oh, okay.
There's that cutting people off again.
You paused for a minute. I thought that was it.
Well, there was a comma.
Give yourself a Gerthy with pause for that comment.
He was doing a Shatner impression again.
Shatter.
He did Castaway, Polar Express, Forrest Gump, Romancing the Stone, Who Framed Roger Rabbit, Predator 1 and 2,
Yeah.
and Beowulf and the Avengers.
How's that guy not on the list?
You're the ones who picked them.
I did pick him. I put him on my list.
I thought I did, but I guess not.
No, you didn't. Moving on. Elmer Bernstein.
I don't believe you.
The Ten Commandments, The Original Magnificent Seven, The Great Escape, Airplane, An American Werewolf in London, Animal House, Ghostbusters, Three Amigos, and Wild Wild West.
Yeah.
Ennio Morricone, who did The Untouchables, The Hateful Eight, The Thing, the Fistful of Dollars trilogy.
Nice. Nice. Very, very nice. Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
So now,
Is that the 5?
that's the 5.
So-
who didn't make the cut.
My dad works in music, and I sent him the list, and he sent me like an email, a very lengthy email about what he thinks should be the top 10, and I'm sorry, that's like 5 of those were
On
5 of
his.
those. Yeah, so sorry, Dad. We obviously don't know crap about music, but there you go.
I never consulted your dad, so.
Well, I kind of gave it the list a little late. It was probably my fault for giving him the list a little
Yeah, on the way here doesn't help.
late.
So, coming in at number 10.
That was yours.
It's not on there. I could have sworn I put Sylvester on there.
Well, you didn't. So, number 10,
No.
Alan Menken, who did Beauty and the Beast, Aladdin, The Hunchback of Notre Dame, Little Mermaid, Pocahontas, Tangled, Enchanted, and Sausage Party.
Did he really do Sausage Party?
Yes.
Wow.
I know.
That's a big step
You
to
just
try
said,
and
you're
break
like,
from the
wow.
norm.
It's crazy.
He was like, I'm tired of these Disney movies. I mean, that's
I need something
genius.
different. I need to change a
He
pace.
basically scored your childhood, and now he's like making fun of it with Sausage Party. So.
And he's just number 10. I mean, we all saw these movies. I haven't seen Sausage Party, though, but I have seen every single other one.
Yeah. They're good, you know?
Yeah, they're all good movies.
You got that Disney thing going
Yeah.
for you, so.
All classic movies that my sister made me watch.
You did Hercules, right? Did you do Hercules?
Did I say he did Hercules?
I don't remember.
That didn't happen. Up next at number 9, James Newton Howard.
Hercules is my favorite Disney movie.
Nobody cares. James Newton Howard at number 9. He did The Sixth Sense,
Let me help you.
Unbreakable, Collateral, Batman Begins, The Dark Knight. Crap, I can't even read my own handwriting.
Yeah.
He did Fantastic Beasts, and
He seems like a hand-me-down director, because like Hans Zimmer gets the credit for The
What
Dark Knight,
is that?
the Christopher Nolan stuff, and then obviously John Williams did the Harry Potter stuff.
Hunger Games.
Feel better now?
I deciphered it.
So, but John Williams did like the original Harry Potter stuff, and then now this guy kind of took it over with the Fantastic Beasts. Nobody remembers the music, the Fantastic Beasts.
Never even seen the movie.
You just assume it was like whoever the people were who did Harry Potter.
Yeah. So,
But I mean, I don't remember music from any of these, except The Dark Knight and Batman Begins.
But
I'm
then I
sorry.
think of Hans Zimmer when I think of those. So
Yeah,
I'd have put Alan Silvestri in his spot. I'm sorry, Alan Silvestri. I know you're listening. So,
yeah, he's a big listener. But he's
Donate.
probably. I mean, James Newton Howard's
sure to
probably
like and
giving
subscribe.
crap to Alan Menken. He's like, I was number 9, you were number 10, so suck it.
right.
Number 8. I'm gonna mispronunciate this last name. Michael Giacchino.
Yeah. So this dude's cool because they weren't sure. I think if John Williams was going to do Rogue One or not, and I think they just decided last minute that it wasn't going to happen. So like they got this guy and they gave him 3 weeks to compose the whole scoring for Rogue One, and he did it all with like 95% original music, which is insane. Like,
Impressive.
wow.
Like,
Most impressive.
he probably didn't sleep. So that's insane, man.
I mean, when you get the chance to, I guess, do a Star Wars movie, it's like
Oh, yeah.
you better put in all your effort, and all of it better be
Oh, yeah.
original almost, except for. It's not a curse word.
Hit him again.
It's not.
again.
It's not.
When will you learn?
Nothing.
I refuse.
I refuse to accept it.
What else did he do?
He
besides-
did The Incredibles,
Okay.
Ratatouille, Cars 2, Inside Out, and Star Trek.
Well, the new ones.
Yeah.
The J.J. Abrams one.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's young. He's a younger guy for a scorer.
Which, I mean, Incredibles had really good music that I remember.
My dad poo-pooed on him in his email. So,
Yeah, well, your dad's not on this show.
and that's true.
Up next.
What's the pay? Just saying.
Up next, Jerry Goldsmith.
Yep.
Who did? Jerry. Shut up, Jerry.
I don't want to be a pirate.
There's no such thing as an Uncle Steve. He did L.A. Confidential, Chinatown, The Omen, Gremlins, and Air Force One.
Chinatown's an amazing soundtrack.
L.A. Confidential is a really good soundtrack too.
So
I don't recall Gremlins. I just remember the obviously the happenings of those little monsters
I wonder if
running
he-
around, running amok.
did the Gizmo, if he like wrote the Gizmo song that he sings, the trill.
I mean, he might have.
That's the Harry Potter.
I know.
What was that?
I know.
Stuck in your head. All right.
We were talking about it. No, I got stuck in my head. All right.
Down.
Okay.
The next guy. Obviously, we know a lot about these people. Bernard Herrmann.
Bernard.
Herrmann. He enjoys looking out of windows.
What?
It's like the first thing that came to my mind.
Okay.
He did Psycho, Citizen Kane, Taxi Driver,
Yeah.
Cape Fear, the original one,
Yeah.
Fahrenheit 451, and Vertigo.
Yeah.
Meh.
I mean,
Actually, this might be the one where he did Citizen Kane. That was the first one he did.
Citizen Kane's got a very memorable soundtrack. And,
It's like the best movie ever made.
Well, it's considered the best movie ever made by like the snobby people who get to decide that stuff. It's not my favorite movie, but I like it a lot.
yeah, I know it doesn't have Michael Caine. It's not Interstellar. It wasn't directed by Nolan.
Somebody's sour.
Do you not like Michael Caine, Interstellar, and Christopher Nolan?
No, I love Michael Caine.
Okay, so I don't understand what the conundrum is.
Yeah, but Michael Caine was in other movies.
Okay, he was probably around when Citizen Kane was being made, though. So he's like a million years old.
Something like that.
So
He's an old man.
Yeah, I've never seen Citizen Kane, so.
I mean, Psycho has, the probably most quintessential horror sound. The
I mean, while that's sound, I don't consider that part of the music. So I was like, well, I don't know. It's just
you're pissing off.
It's a sound effect.
You're pissing off a lot of EDM people right now.
they'll get over it.
Britt is going to be mad. He's going to have choice words for you,
Yeah.
sir.
To me, that sounds like a sound effect, not a.
If I want to synthesize, glass breaking and a wet fart into my songs, I can do that and make it happen.
Doesn't make it good.
Some people would beg to differ.
There's a reason he didn't make my top 10 list.
Yeah. No, he was on mine, but he was a lot higher. I mean, towards he was like number 8.
He's just like he was probably like one of the first composers to be like big mainstream or whatever, so. And I'm sure maybe he composed out of the silent era, which would have been pretty interesting too. I don't know. I wish we had done a research for this.
I mean, I got all this research. I found all these movies that they did, but
Yeah.
I mean, I can't write down like their whole biography.
Shame on you. Anyways,
Yeah,
next.
because you prepare so much. Too. Coming in at number 5, James Horner,
Yeah.
who did Titanic, Braveheart, Avatar, Apollo 13, Troy, Beautiful Mind, The Mask of Zorro, Enemy at the Gates, and The Land Before Time.
Those are great movies.
See, now we're getting into movies where I think about them. I can
Okay.
actually hear the soundtrack in my head.
Can you hum the soundtrack to Braveheart?
No, I can't hum.
Can you hum the soundtrack to Titanic? And the what's her name song doesn't count.
There was enough room on that.
what's her
on
name?
that door for 2 people.
Who does Here Far Wherever You Are? Who does that song?
I don't know.
Oh, it's
Celine Dion.
Yeah, Celine Dion.
I think that's her song. I don't think
That
that's
song everybody had to listen to
Yeah.
in like 1999.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, like, these movies, you could identify when you hear it.
But can you? You don't remember any of the songs from any of his movies that he did, though.
I can't hum them, no.
right.
But when I hear it, I'll know it.
Right. Anyway,
Meh.
I think he's good. I don't think he's like amazing. That's just me.
The Battle of Stirling is the name of one of the songs from Braveheart. I just don't know how.
That's a very
Just because-
historically inaccurate movie.
You want to know what's funny?
It doesn't matter. It's a good
You know
movie.
what's funny? Like, there's like the some of the worst spoilers that have ever happened are based off of movie soundtracks. Like, for instance, Phantom Menace, the soundtrack. There's one called, like, the songs are called Qui-Gon's Fight, Dueling Fates, Qui-Gon's Fight,
Qui-Gon's death.
Demise, Qui-Gon's Funeral. This was released a month before the movie came out.
It's like, I wonder what happens to that character.
Yeah. And then Sixth Sense. I can't remember the dude's name. I think it's like Cameron or something like that. The guy that Bruce Willis plays. One of the final songs in the soundtrack that came out before the movie came out is like, Bruce Willis is dead the entire time.
That's what the song was called.
Bruce Willis is dead.
Bruce Willis
Or
was
whatever
dead
that character's
the
name
whole
is.
time.
So
That was like an FU to the studio because I guess they didn't pay him like all the money, and he's
I
just
don't
like,
know.
you know what?
I wrote
Change the title of that
these
song.
guys can write music, but they can't write
Titles.
I wrote those title lead-ins.
Good job, Mitch. Gonna spoil it.
Number 4. Kind of breezing through this, but I mean, some of these are going to be.
Now we're over an hour. We're good.
Yeah. Danny Elfman from Oingo
Yeah.
Boingo, who did the Simpsons theme.
Batman.
For those he did Batman, he did Spider-Man, and Men in Black.
Here comes the Santa Claus driving through the town.
But I mean, he did Spider-Man and he did the Simpsons theme. Did he do Spider-Pig?
No, because
Spider-Ham.
Spider-Pig's based off the 70s Spider-Man show. Spider-Man.
It's called Spider-Ham.
But he did
No,
do.
he's not Spider-Ham anymore. He's Harry Porker.
He did do Nightmare Before Christmas, which is one of my favorite musicals ever made.
I've never seen that whole movie. You know that?
You didn't curse, but you might as well have.
You're personally offended.
Yeah, that's a great movie. I love that movie.
Stupid movie.
Take it back, sir.
Triggered.
The gloves have come off.
We weren't wearing gloves to begin with.
You take it back.
It's 90 degrees outside. There's no reason to wear
The
gloves.
shoes have come off. I don't know.
Don't take your shoes off. Your feet stink.
You got beach feet.
You got beach feet.
Sandy and
They're all
crusty.
sandy and salty. And
Peely from the sunburn. So,
Oh, yeah, I saw that picture, too.
yeah.
it's like he kind of twists around like in his shoe. Like his sock starts sliding off. He just starts ripping the skin off. He's like,
That's what it was like for 2 days. All right, Danny Elfman. great composer. Yeah, he's got a lot of like. First off, he was in a band.
Yeah, he was in Oingo Boingo.
Yeah,
which
is,
was they were in the movie Back to School. Rodney Dangerfield. They're the live band that's playing.
Yeah,
when he's throwing the wild
I
part.
mean, he's technically made the iconic Batman. Like everybody has kind of built off of that
yeah.
soundtrack.
I mean, even the Batman the animated series.
I wouldn't say that
kinda-
Hans Zimmer's version. I'd say.
Well,
Hans
I'm just saying like maybe not the movies from Hans Zimmer, but I'm just saying when you think of Batman or all the
think of the
incarnations afterwards,
I
that's,
would too.
Yeah.
I would too. He also sings. Yeah, he did the voice, the singing voice of Jack Skellington for Nightmare Before
That's true, he did.
Christmas. So, which is crazy because like you thought it was the same guy. Because Chris Sarandon does the talking voice. You thought it was the same guy like your entire life, and then you find out Danny Elfman does it.
He's Chris Sarandon. That's the guy. Oh,
Yeah, Humperdinck.
yeah. I was gonna say the bad guy from The Princess Bride.
Humperdinck.
Get back, witch.
Yeah.
Number 3, my personal favorite, Howard Shore, who did the Lord of the Rings trilogy.
Bam, 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 bam. Gandalf.
Gandalf.
Name something popular other than Lord of the Rings he's done.
Silence of the Lambs.
Ooh, burn.
What is the soundtrack to Silence of the Lambs?
It's Anthony Hopkins. He's going- noises by Anthony Hopkins. It's just him like going.
I had him with a nice Chianti and some fava beans.
That should be an album. Anthony Hopkins makes dad noises. Go to the bathroom.
Browns are losing.
I'm just saying, Lord of the Rings has a great soundtrack.
Yeah.
But other than that,
Well, he
there's
also
nothing
did-
really notable.
All right.
He did the Hobbit trilogy, which I mean, I guess is the
That's
same
that's
thing.
Lord of the Rings.
It's Lord of the
No,
Rings.
no,
It's the
two
same thing.
separate things.
It's
Two.
just-
There was the Lord of the Rings, and there was the Hobbit.
The
They're not.
Lord of the
There's this. They're two different things.
He took Lord of the Rings and he just changed the pitch tone for Hobbit. That's all he had to
No,
do.
there was different music.
Oh, okay.
You got all different people.
There was a whole nother note added to it.
Yourself. You know what the hell you're talking about. He also did The Fly.
Hey, that's a good movie.
He did Philadelphia,
Eh.
and he did
Mitch was
Mrs. Doubtfire.
I remember the soundtrack. The little keyboard thing. I remember the soundtrack from Mrs. Doubtfire.
Dude looks like a lady.
Dude looks like a lady. All right, number 2. We're almost done. Number 2.
Mom, get out of my room. I'm kidding, Corey. Hans Zimmer.
Yep.
Interstellar, 12 Years a Slave, Man of Steel, Inception, Dark Knight, Gladiator, Pirates of the Caribbean, to name a few.
Pretty much any of those movies where there was an epic scene and you were just like enthralled and over the top by it, it's because Hans Zimmer did it. Now,
Pretty much.
I read an interesting thing about Hans Zimmer, and I don't know if it's true or not, but I'm going to tell you anyways, and you can believe it. I heard that he can't actually read music.
Really?
I wonder if he just Michael Bay's it, and he's like, all right, so we're going to have big old trumpets that are like, bomb, bomb, bomb. And then we're going to have like a violin, and it's like, milli, 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 in the background.
And then I want a guy with a drum to just go.
I don't know.
And then a guitar guy's, it's like, just do some Van Halen stuff over there. But like, not that loud.
So I don't
Why are
know.
you yelling? I'm not yelling.
But I know, like, for Interstellar, the organ thing, he actually did the organ himself. And he went to some cathedral that had the largest organ in the world to do that, the recording for the Interstellar organ stuff. So
Interesting.
I guess he can play music. I don't know if he can read music. And if I'm wrong, I'm sorry.
There's a lot of these that have a lot of bass in it, especially like the Dark Knight, Inception, Man of Steel,
I love South
Interstellar.
Park. South Park making fun of Inception. The dude's just like stomping his feet. He's like, boom. Bum, bum. I'll put a clip up there so it doesn't seem so weird that I'm doing it. But, all right.
Because I was just like, what's happening?
Yeah.
I'm confused. I need an adult.
All right. Mark that timestamp down. 114.
15 seconds. Just gonna shut that down
All right. Anyways,
Welcome to the ASMR part of the show.
number Juan.
I mean,
Is there any question?
we all put it as our number one.
Yeah.
You can't dispute this, I
No.
think. There's no valid arguments.
His songs almost have lyrics in them. They're that like
They're that
iconic.
good. And
I'm a dinosaur.
so
Right away, or I'll eat you. Will Johnson. Is that his name?
No, it's John Williams.
John Williams.
Who's Will Johnson?
His brother.
With a different from another father, apparently.
All right.
John Williams, he did Star Wars, Jaws, Raiders of the Lost Ark, Superman,
Your life,
Jurassic
essentially.
Park,
Yeah.
Schindler's List,
Yeah.
Close Encounters of the Third Kind. A lot. Name a movie other than the ones we already did previously. He did it.
Catch Me If You Can.
Catch Me If You Can. That's another one.
He did not do A Bridge Between Two Spies Too Far.
No, he did not do that movie.
Yeah. So there you go.
But I mean, he's done some of the movies like everybody knows Jaws, but just hearing it is
Harry
like
Potter.
It's so iconic that like you don't even have to be in the water. Just somebody starts doing that, you start looking around like somebody's sneaking up on me or something. You know.
He also did E.T., Indiana Jones, Home Alone.
Oh yeah.
He did Fiddler on the Roof,
What's so funny?
Saving Private Ryan.
What's so funny is like John Williams was like the first celebrity composer, I think, where like he just did movies because he wanted to. And, like Home Alone.
All right, yeah, he did Hook, Star Wars: The Clone Wars, Memoirs of a Geisha,
Home Alone shouldn't have
Empire
happened.
of the Sun.
Home Alone should have like been a movie that did not get made.
War Horse. He did Minority Report,
And then
Lincoln, The
you
Terminal,
just keep talking. I'll just talk over
AI,
you.
The Patriot,
So,
Munich,
anyways, so like,
War of the Worlds, Jaws 2, 1940. All right, so
you good now?
no,
You get it out?
I got it out.
So Home Alone, for instance, they didn't think that movie was going to be made, and then John Williams read the script, liked it, and so he decided he wanted to make a movie for it, and because of that, it ended up being like the #1 box office for 12 weeks straight. I'm positive because of the music. Home Alone's got great music.
But I think like out of all these, compositions, as far as what's the most iconic and like if you hear it, it's Star Wars.
I heard that he actually wrote the Imperial. Like the He
Imperial March.
He wrote that for the Olympics soundtrack because he wrote the Olympics.
Oh, really?
The Olympics theme. Yeah, he wrote the theme for that. And I heard that he presented them with that. And they said no.
It sounds
dark.
sinister.
And he was like, "Cool, I'm gonna use this for Darth Vader."
Nice, I could use it for this though.
All right, cool.
Or Omar Gaddafi, when he'd show up, they'd play it.
What?
Yeah, Gaddafi.
That random trivia that he knows.
No, seriously, like that. It's moderate tangent. They'd play that music like to give him the business, like if he showed up
Give
to
the
talk
business.
somewhere outside of Libya, but he liked it.
Yeah.
Like he'd heard it and it was just like, it's my music. He's like, they're talking. It was like when they play it, they mean me, and he had no idea it was Darth Vader.
That's a dumb guy. All right. Well, there's our top 10 list of composers or scorers.
Scorers,
If
composing scorers.
you agree or disagree, feel free to comment and tell us what we did wrong and how much you hate us, and we'll try not to
Yada,
let it
yada,
affect
yada.
our feelings or whatever.
Yeah.
If you have professional music experience, tell us why we're wrong.
Yeah, we'll ignore you because we're right.
We'll be happy to go. That guy wasn't. That guy doesn't know what he's talking
You know
about.
what I'm talking about.
Get out of
He
here.
started quoting like theories and stuff. Something about this guy named Mozart. I don't even know. What
Take your facts and get the hell out of here.
So yeah. All right. Well, it is that time of the episode where we
It
do
is that time.
the
sir.
least favorite thing
For you and I.
for me and Mitch. Come on, this is the trifecta. This could be the second hat trick that Mitch could have.
An
And
unprecedented
Tom can get
run,
unnecessarily shot again.
Yeah.
which once this ad's done playing, I'll be more than happy to do the. Okay, here we go. Hang on, let me get rid of all these.
I guess I should probably think of my movies, video games.
Yeah, I'm trying to think right now.
Oh, don't worry.
I'm like, please don't be me.
I got some opinions on some horrible anime last night that y'all could watch.
Oh, yeah.
Horrible anime. I just like how it has to be
Horrible.
Terrible.
That's the way it was described.
horrible.
Horrible.
All right, let's spin the wheel of destiny. No, 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 not me, not me, not me, not me. Mitch, punished by Hayden television show.
I hate you all.
Hat trick number 2. Woo!
3 in a row. That's impressive.
That's
Man,
amazing.
I can't believe it.
And they're only 2 weeks apart.
I know. Man, that was close.
All right,
that
well-
could have been any one of us.
If you wouldn't mind, Tom, would you pull up the original She-Ra TV show?
She-Ra?
Yep. It's the He-Man for girls. Now, there's a Netflix
Yes, I
modern
know.
day spinoff, but the original one from
Yes.
like the
Yes, I
60s
know.
or 70s or something.
I think it's 70s.
You can pull up that there trailer for me, please. And we'll just sit in silence and navigate through the weird ads and
No, She-Ra. It's a space.
I'm going to find something that's like given
hyphen
on IMDb, something that's like a 0.5, and that's what y'all are going to watch
Is this
when I get this turn.
Season 1 trailer. Oh, no, I guess that was the new show.
Yeah, don't do the new one.
The
old school
I'm trying to. Let me find at least like the opening.
Yeah.
I wish you told me in advance.
This
so I
is,
could. Oh, here's the opening theme. Here we go.
Cool.
I'm not. Oh, there's an ad. Why? Who comes back to watch this? I've never heard of this until now. I was like
heck was
Rubik
that?
the Amazing Cube animation.
Yeah, it's old.
Princess
This
of
Pat
Power.
Howard. If her waist was any smaller, she'd snap in half.
You know why they came out with She-Ra, right?
Because they wanted to advertise He-Man to girls.
Yeah, well, they didn't. They wanted females to feel like they could be powerful too.
Yeah. I will wash the dishes.
There went half our viewers.
Yeah, so every time I see the He-Man thing, I keep thinking of that. Hey, yeah. I say, hey, what's going on?
She doesn't even use her sword. She just laser beams
She just,
people.
yeah.
She's female. She can't be
You got
violent.
to use the rainbow unicorn of greatness.
The heck is that?
That looked like something out of Cinderella. What is that? Was that like the weird?
Looks like Power Rangers. All right, cool.
Oh
Thank you.
my!
We get it.
Who's this dude?
Lush Slimer.
No, you're gonna get the whole thing.
This sucks.
Oh my god.
Yes.
I hate you both.
I'm sorry.
I would,
I'm not
I
the
would
one.
check that wheel, Mitch. I would be suspicious at this point, you know.
I'm gonna be telling
I
you.
hold it up to you so you
This
can
is-
look at
This
it.
is 17 episodes. I think Mitch has been punished like 14. 17
We're beating him like a redheaded stepchild on this show.
I'm gonna get a lot of people to recommend things here. That way, it fills up the wheel a little more.
He's going to donate to his own podcast.
He's gonna leave and form the Mitch Power Hour.
All right, cool. There's our episode. Yell at us on our social mediums. Again, we'll post up the graphics and let us know what you guys think, what you want to see, and what we can do. We will be back next week for episode 18. We don't know what that is yet, but you will. All right.
We'll figure it out.
I got 2 shots.
What did I do?
What the fuck?
All right. That's it from Tom.
Bye.
That's it from Mitch.
Oh yeah.
Oh, we were doing impressions. No one told me.
All right. That's bye from me. Hayden. Goodbye.
The least talented.